Yeah, I know you had mentioned about working towards reentry in Alabama. That sometimes you don't have to change laws; you just have to just work together. So can you just elaborate on that?
Here's a great example. You have 6 or 7 different agencies that provide reentry services. What you're seeing though is they're working in silos. They're not talking to each other. Why not collaborate? Sometimes the process is in place. We're just not talking to one another. We're not sharing data so that we get a complete picture to really help somebody in the reentry into society. And that's what I like to talk about a lot more, because the law's already in place. I've discovered this 3 or 4 times on services we can provide, but they go, oh, it's spread across 3 or 4 agencies, but the agencies aren't talking to each other. It's inefficient government, and there's a more streamlined, better way to provide better services. Alabama has a 29% recidivism rate. We're 25th in the country. I believe we can cut it in half by the end of this decade, but the only way we can do that is if we're all working together on good, solid policy.
All right, thank you.
About today.
Well, I will tell you, the last 2 years, the Reentry Commission has been meeting with multiple stakeholders in the state government and the private sector to talk about what we can do to improve reentry efforts in Alabama. And that's part of our Reentry 2030 goal, which is to reduce recidivism in half by the end of this decade. And so part of the things we heard from today were various stakeholders who are currently doing programs and kind of asking why we can't combine programs or share data and share resources to make our programming even better. This is a venue for us to talk about how we can collaborate and improve reentry services. You heard the 2 gentlemen toward the end there. They talked about services they received when they went through reentry and post-incarceration. And the first thing they talked about was, they talked about 3 or 4 agencies in that room they were getting services from that helped them succeed in life.